All right, you saw him on CHGO Bulls. We had to bring him over to the Bears show because Horace Grant, you are my childhood. 4-time champion, 3 times with the Bulls, and you've got an unbelievable media career going on right now. Legends in Session with Horus Grant. So I got to be honest, the first time I ever met you, which you of course don't remember, but that was at the Multiplex back in the day. Okay. A young Horus Grant, my father, the lawyer accountant, he was in the hot tub with you and told you to keep your money, which horrified me at the time. But I would not have guessed that this, that hey, someday here he comes, moderator, host the whole thing. What a journey it's been, huh?
Well, thanks for having me on. But in my wildest dream, I would have never thought that I would be sitting here hosting my own show, Legends in Session, talking about childhood memories, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball careers with some of the greatest people I played against and played with.
Yeah, and when you were walking in today, all you wanted to do was talk Bears football. So don't worry, we're gonna talk about building a winning culture with the Bears. At least maybe kind of outlining what that could look like, perhaps. But you're talking to a ton of great guys. You got your brother on there, Harvey, Bill Cartwright, Mad Max, who's the most entertaining guy going right now. Yeah. But I was thinking about like guys that you would want to talk to. 6 years ago today, the day that we're taping this, that's when Kobe passed away. And it's hard to believe, obviously, it's been 6 years, but I was thinking like that dude would have probably been one of the guys at the top of your list who you would have loved to have sat down with and ask some questions. Like what would if you could, what would you ask Kobe today? Because I'm sure the experience of playing with a young Kobe, that's got to be one of the pillars of your experience playing in the NBA.
Well, one of the best teammates I ever played with is Kobe Bryant. That young man, the work ethic, the passion, the love, the determination that he had for his sport, meaning the NBA, can only be matched with a guy like Michael Jordan. I mean, I saw so many similarities, the hard work, wanting to make your teammates better. With his passing, was one of the hardest things I ever went through. Of course, along with so many of his family, friends, and fans also. But if I had him on the Legends of Session, I would ask him, where did it come from in terms of your work ethic? I mean, a lot of people say, maybe he got it from his dad, but guys like that, it's something is like built within them to work that extremely hard.
How would you answer that question for yourself? Because you mentioned MJ, and he would talk about that his dad, the great James Jordan, who I'm sure you knew well back in the day, and puts a smile on everybody's face when that name comes up. But he pitted him against his brother to the point that he wanted to kill him. So and you had a twin, you had to have an insane level of work ethic to rise yourself to Clemson and then all the way to the NBA and to play for as long as you did too. Well,
I give credit to my parents. We grew up in the South, poverty, the whole 9 yards, and I wanted to get out of that. I wanted to get them out of that. And to have a knucklehead brother like Harvey, a twin, we were so competitive with each other, even, from the age of 5 until I guess we retired. We kind of grew out of that, being old men now. So, but my parents and my brother Harvey.
Yeah, and I remember, in the early days, the Bulls versus the then Bullets days, and 44, 54, all of it. It was, and you were bigger than him though. That you filled out more. Was that just because you spent more time in the weight room, or was there something else going on?
I know this is
we're talking football here.
We talk. This is a kid-friendly show. And when I tease my brother all the time. When we were born, my mother breastfed us, and I would knock him off, and then so I got a little bigger.
Hey, instant competitiveness.
Yeah.
You lose. I'm taking what's available. That's amazing. All right, so I try to and it's a very faulty exercise here to try to put myself in a professional athlete's place. But think about somebody like yourself who, you just talk about, you didn't come from anything. And here you are, you're in the NBA, you're making money on an NBA rookie contract that you could never, I would think, have imagined, right? Like, oh my God, this is for me. That's gotta be crazy. Yet you still, you weren't satisfied losing to Detroit and wanting to rise up and become a champion. I wonder, for a lot of Bears players right now, they've touched the playoffs. The checks are coming in, and Ben Johnson is sitting there after the year, the head coach, saying we start from ground zero, nothing. How did you on the yearly motivate yourself to take it up a notch? To because he's another one of his comments I thought was interesting. You have 50 pounds to lose. First 30 are easy. Right. The final 20, you gotta and to get over the hump. You had to really get in there.
I think it comes from trust. We would have never got over the hump, meaning the Pistons, if we didn't trust each other. And as a leader like MJ, if he didn't trust his teammates, we would have never got over that hump. And to speak on that with the Bears, the Bears are right there. They have a great leader, Caleb Williams, and they have a great coach and many other pieces. It's right there. The checks are good, but when you get your butt kicked every year, it's time to mature, and it's time to have that keen focus in terms of beating the Green Bays, the Detroit Lions, and they did that this past year. I think they did win the division.
Yeah, they won the division.
They won the division.
Beat the Packers twice.
Yeah, beat the Packers twice. But still have to stay hungry, man.
Yeah.
Until you win that chip. Once you win that chip, that championship, you got to stay hungry. And I think the Bears can do that.
So your part or Phil, who you're talking to, by the way, on your show, which I'm incredibly looking forward to that conversation. And I know you're doing it remote because Phil's not in the best of health, but it's amazing that he's making time for you. And that'll be, something, it's like a keepsake there that you get to have this conversation at this point in his life. But he was big on the collective, the group. And your role in that, as I remember, and you were, I'm not sure the right way of putting this, but he rode you. It was like that maybe guys would rally around you. And I don't think you loved it all the time. So that part of how he brought the group together sort of around you. Is that accurate?
That's very accurate. The story about that, Phil calls me into his office and he said, Horace, I got a favor to ask. I'm like, yeah, what? For the team? Yeah. He was like, I'm going to yell at you, but I'm going to be speaking to Michael and Scotty when they mess up. And I'm like, yeah, I can deal with that. Yeah, no problem, PJ, anything for the team, I didn't realize it was going to be 6 years of that, 7 years of it. I'm like, shoot, come on, man. But I had no problem with that because it was in a team concept. And that's what a lot of guys don't get these days.
Yeah, and I don't know if that can apply to today's athlete. It's a different scene. But and you also, you wanted the ball more. You believed in your offensive ability that, like anybody who plays hoop, dude, come on, let me get some love here. And you didn't get it a whole lot. So how did you handle that part of it? Because there's wide receivers right now. I'm sure DJ Moore would love to get the ball more than he's getting it, or anybody for that matter. Cole Kmet's a guy that's sort of, I would almost say in the Horus, just a grinder out there doing whatever it takes to win.
Well, coming out of college, I was an ACC Player of the Year at Clemson, averaging 21, 22 points, 10, 11 rebounds. And, being arrogant, coming here, okay, I'm going to score. Knowing that I'm playing with, the greatest player who ever played the game, Michael Jordan. And, but that wasn't my fit. My fit was to rebound, play defense, and block shots. That was what the team needed. If I got an open 15 to 17 foot jumper, I have to make those. But with, of course I wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Because I felt that I can help this team in that way. But they didn't need that. They need me to play my role, and I felt that I played it very well.
Well, and I heard you guys talking to the Bulls guys, and they mentioned when you came back and beat them with Orlando, and yeah, that sucked. But I honestly, I was so mad at the Bulls for the way they handled your contract situation that I was on your side in that, and and it seemed like in that series, by the way, that Phil's like, all right, Horace, can you beat us? Go ahead. Like, he left you open, and you did not miss. It was freaking annoying, dude. You were. I don't know what you shot in that series, but it had to be above 60. It was unbelievable.
Well, I shot about 72% that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I should have looked that up.
Phil. I mean, he knew that because playing with Michael and playing with Scotty, that I wasn't going to get many shots here. And he didn't feel that, leaving me open would, make a difference. And, but he didn't realize that during that year, after practice, I'm working on my 15 to 17 foot jumpers.
Right.
I mean, I'm shooting like 200 a day after practice. And then it just carried over into that series with the Bulls.
That's where it all comes down to the work ethic. Put it in there, and you had the skill behind it to make it all go. Congratulations, that's amazing. Were you surprised that Phil wanted to bring you back and play with LA? How did that relationship? Did you think that it was fractured at any point?
No, not at all. Phil and I, a couple of times we didn't see eye to eye on things, and we kind of yelled at each other. But we always had respect for each other. A great relationship back then and to this very day. And, Phil don't do a lot of interviews, but he accepted my invitation to come on Legends in Session. And it just shows you, the kind of relationship that we have.
And I got a couple more hoop questions for you, but just to bring it back to football, what would your message be to the young Bears, which I would sort of put it on the timeline. It's not quite the same because you guys had to climb up. But when MJ hit the shot against Cleveland, and then you got to go up against Oak and beat the Knicks in 6, which was a sweet series. Pitino in the press, loved it. Craig Hodges, I still hold you accountable for the foul on the 4-point play that nearly – love you, Craig. That was terrible. MJ made the free throws, and we walked out of there. And, honestly, the come-up years for me were the most exciting because you didn't know if you were going to get there. It was, you couldn't get through them, and you're not going to win with the scoring champion, all this stuff. Magic and Bird were better than – I hated every second. And I hate – you said Rick Mahorn. I hated – and I know you guys hated all of them. If you were a kid in that time, they were the first team – I hate to admit this, but I'll do it. They were the first team to ever get a plane, round ball one, when they won it. Yeah, I didn't want that. I was not a fan of that plane flying. So, I hated them to that level. It was which was a great rivalry. But what I'm asking is like the city, and I've heard Michael say this. Like once we hit the shot against Cleveland, it's like you're either with us or you're not. And this year sort of feels like that. Like everybody's always doubted the quarterback. Well, he just took you to the playoffs, hit the pass against DJ. You're either with us, you're with him, or you're not. So to go from there where the city is actually behind him. There was Bears fervor this year. Like, what would that be like for Bears players, Bears fans, the whole thing, the way you experienced it?
I would tell the Bears fans first, be patient. With myself, MJ, Pip, and all of us, it had to take us time to mature. And once we matured as a team, and I said this so many times, and you have to trust each other. And the young Bears player, I would say, play your role in this movie. And that's what I did, and that's what Pip did. That's what the leading man, MJ, did. And we had guys coming off the bench who knew exactly what their roles were when they got into the game. And with the young Bears players, please, I mean, play your role. When you win as a unit, everybody wins. I mean, that sounds a little crazy, but I remember with MJ, when we won that first championship, he brought us on a lot of his, I don't want to say promotional, but
going to Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World and Wheaties and things of that nature.
Right.
So play your role when the Bears succeed as a team, they all succeed.
Rising tide, you're gonna be a part of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really fun for me to hear you talk about MJ because I've seen that relationship. Like I at least from a distance, I'm like, do they like each other? Do they not like each other? Like and that's like kind of, I don't know if you brothers or whatever, cousins or whatever it would be, but you're underlining the GOAT and people get that confused, which is really confusing to me. Like, I'm sorry, if you watch basketball, I don't care about the stats. Like, that dude was the dude, and there's not going to be. In my mind, if I see anything better than that, I'll let you know. But and the leadership part, there's one clip that's in one of the championship videos, I think the first one, Learning to Fly, where you get elbowed on the side.
James Edwards,
and MJ's in there like, don't let him see you hurt. And I was kind of like actually wondering, like, how's Horace taking that from hearing that? And like, I've heard Michael talk about it, like, you had to do this. But so at the time, were you like MJ, like, or were like, I got you? Like, how was it?
No, I mean, whenever you play with a leader like MJ, you listen. You listen, man, because that incident when James Edwards hit me, I kind of wanted to go back at him, and it hurt very badly. He walks up and he was like, "Don't let him see you hurt, man. Hey, don't go back. Just don't let him see you hurt." That encouraged a guy like myself and many others to really listen, because he was one of the greatest leaders that I ever played with.
Yeah, and they only threw Scotty down there, and he just sat there and picked him up, and that was Dennis, by the way.
Yeah.
Let me just put this up there, because I'm not a banner snob. Like, we can have some numbers up there, and I was 100% on Derrick should have his number retired. Mm-hmm. For me, if the next banner that should go up is yours. Like, I don't know if they'll ever do it. I know you're in the Ring of Honor, but like, the Dobermans, you and I think you, and certainly Dennis is, to me, thank you for your service. It was phenomenal. They needed you, but you're a Bull. He's a Piston for me forever. I know that's how I look at it.
Well, I mean, I'm quite sure my number will be up there very soon. I don't know when. But I look at my what I brought to the Bulls, the first 7 years of my career, in terms of the hard work, the love of the game, the love of the city, the love of the organization. But let's get back to Derrick Rose. I mean, what a night!
Yeah,
what a night! And it couldn't have happened to a better young man from the city of Chicago, went to University of Memphis, or they say Memphis State.
Yeah.
So I'm there for 1 year, and what he brought to the Bulls organization, to the city, man, it's almost unmatched.
Yeah, you're giving me a chance to shout out Derrick. And when Derrick got hurt and he was coming back, there was a lot of people in this town, media in this town, who attacked him, and it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I would see Derrick and Joe Colley, by the way, sometimes he's apologized for it now. So, and I appreciate the way that Joe is not afraid to say things that a lot of guys won't say. So credit to him on that. But he would ask him aggressive questions in the post game, right to his face in the locker room, like this close. And Derrick would just answer it. No, he wouldn't get angry and just handle it. I'm like, this guy is incredible. He's like the amount of respect that he was showing, and also like for himself that he would answer, and the self-affirmation in it was super impressive. I hope you get Derrick on there, man. I know he's pretty quiet nowadays with that stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, but I remember Derrick going through that. I mean, when he got hurt and people said that, he's not tough enough. Man, the dude grew up in Inglewood. What are you talking about? Right. Yeah, what are you talking about? You're talking about not tough. I mean, but he handled it the best that he could in so many ways, man. I'm so proud of that young man.
Yeah. And I'll just throw one more in there from those of us who hated, and with a capital H, how the dynasty ended and prematurely. We couldn't have won in '99. You're betting against MJ? Why would you ever do that? I was bitter. And the enjoyment that you guys brought to the greatest arena ever, Chicago Stadium, and then to the United Center. Derrick brought that back. It was gone. It wasn't even close to what it was. And it wasn't quite at that level, but he brought it back, man. And at Chicago, I mean, we're forever thankful for that. So I'm sure, even as I'm sure you were happy to see like the arena back alive.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, the things that we built. When I say things, like MJ, myself, Scotty, BJ, Paxton, a whole bunch of us. The work we put into winning championships here to get that aura back, so to speak, in terms of Derrick Rose bringing that life back into the building. It was great to see, man. And I can say this very sincerely: Derrick Rose don't get hurt, and they keep that team together. It's going to be a couple of championships. Man. There's no doubt.
I think they would have gotten one too, no doubt. All right, one more time. Legends, as I lose the title in front of me. That's embarrassing, Horace. My bad. Legends in Session with Horus Grant. 13 one-hour episodes. Oak, Mad Max, Robert Horry, Phil Jackson, Bill Cartwright, Harvey Grant.
Stacey King. Yes. And Jose Rios. Yeah.
Okay. My last one here. Yeah. My last one. I'm sorry, Steven.
It's all good.
Do you give more credit to the late Jerry Krause for drafting you, or did he really want Joe Wolf and Tex Winter or Johnny Bach saved him? That's an unfair question, but they wanted Joe Wolf, didn't they?
Well, because of the UNC mystique, and Joe Wolf was a great player, man. He was in college.
Okay.
Johnny Bach said, "Listen, this shouldn't be a choice. We got the guy right here, Horace Grant." And to the 9th minute of the draft night that year, they were going back and forth, and the rumor is that Mr. Reinsdorf went to Krause, said, "If you draft Joe Wolf, you got to stick with it." And he was like, "Okay, we're going to draft Horace."
Smart. That's the smartest move in Jerry's history right there. You got that one right. All right. Well, hey, I mean, you were integral. So
thank you.
It was and for all of Chicago, and especially for people in my era, we thank you. I still don't think you guys will ever quite understand what it was for those of us growing up around it, and for the privileged kids like myself who were in the north suburbs, you literally could walk in and we could see you guys lifting weights. Yeah. You could watch practice before Phil came in and put the curtain down. I remember Bill Cartwright cracking Jack Haley. I mean, It was unbelievable.
It was a great multiplex, baby.
It was. Yeah. It was a great place. Right. Hey, Horace, congrats with it. One more time, Legends in Session with Horus Grant. Can't wait to watch.
Thank you.
Bears Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
There it is.